Welcome to Innovate and Conversate, where we discuss the latest innovations and trends in the business world. I'm your host, Jana, and today we're going to be talking about the trends, technologies, and best practices when it comes to customer experience. With me today is Mr. Kashif Siddiqui, and he's an expert when it comes to CX solutions. Welcome to the show, Mr. Kashif.
Thank you so much, Jana. It's a pleasure to be here. Looking forward to our conversation.
Likewise. So, Mr. Kashif, customer experience has come a long way from being a simple customer service to a full data-driven strategy. So, how would you describe the journey of customer experience and CRM to get to where we are today?
That's a fantastic question to start off. I mean, honestly, the CX CRM journey goes back eons. We can think about it from the village store or the corner store when the shopkeeper knew all your preferences, knew what your mom liked, what you cooked at your house on Wednesday. But from a business perspective, it can be divided into three phases. The first phase was more reactive. It was all about consolidating information. It was consolidating customer contact details. It was very reactive. It was dealing with call centers and various other basic tools that were out there at that time, like contact management solutions, in order to just have a little bit of a centralized location for data. It did set the stage, though, for the next stage of CX and CRM, which was the digital transformation stage. Now, in the second stage of CRM and CX, things started changing. It started evolving. It started going from an inside-out view, meaning organization-centric, to a customer-centric view. Technologies such as cloud computing, mobile technology, social media, they really helped propel the evolution of CX and CRM. And we started getting, for the first time, from a multi-channel view to an omni-channel view, where we started focusing on the customer journey, customer experience. And that was very powerful for us. And then in the second stage, we also started seeing something that I'm really passionate about, which I guess we could talk about later on, is design thinking and how design thinking can be used in order to create that customer journey itself. So that was the second phase. And the third phase, where we are in right now, is the AI-driven phase that we all are hearing about constantly. This is about having AI tools to help drive the ultimate experience with the customer, being able to look at the customer's profile and preferences and take predictive actions, be able to handle 24/7, 365 issues and tasks, and really be able to provide the customer with a level of service that they expect, but doing it at scale, personalization at scale. That's where we are right now, the age of AI, and really look forward to the fourth stage. Who knows what that would be? We can have a discussion around that, but that's where we are right now with AI and CX.
And if we want to take it region-wise, every region has its own challenges and opportunities, right? So what are some of the major trends that you've seen in the region that shaped CX and CRM? And how are basically business adapting to these trends so that they could keep up with the customer changing expectations?
I mean, we are very fortunate to be living in one of the most dynamic and progressive and pioneering regions in the world. I mean, we all know about the fact that this was one of the only countries in the world that had a minister for AI, right? So there are a lot of trends over here that are pioneering. So first of all, this region, especially the GCC and in particular the UAE and Saudi, they have the highest rates of mobile penetration in the world. And as a result, customer experience and CRM was developed with a mobile framework in mind, right? And so a lot of businesses decided to explore the mobile side of things. And I think we are really sophisticated in that respect. Getting to more, I would say, holistic customer experience and CRM factors and perspectives, we're looking at this region as having high penetration of mobile, but also there's a general VIP type I guess requirement or a VIP type expectation that the customers over here have. And, they're doing a fantastic job of merging the VIP with the technology as well. So maintaining that human element by providing technology also. Of course, Arabic and English catering to that within the service functions is very key as well. And just in general, making sure that you put up with or you deal with very effectively the cultural nuances that are over here, like making sure certain times of the year, like Ramadan, is taken into factor as well. So that's from a generic or rather holistic perspective. Then you get into an industry focus. So I'll just break it down for you by industry. So for example, in the retail side of things, right? So in the retail sector, there's a certain level of expectation with the customer. The customer wants hyper-personalized offers. They want hyper-personalized engagement, but at the same time, they want the rich human touch. So we are seeing that as well. That's happening over here. We are seeing omni-channel interaction in the retail sector. So a customer wants to be able to carry out their activities on mobile, but then walk into the store and they have that complete context maintained, and the shop assistant will be able to have the entire interaction in front of them. So we are seeing that from the retail perspective. It's a hyper-personalization and a hyper-contextualization of interaction. And it's, of course, sustainability is something that is very key as well in this region, and that's something that we are pioneering. So how can businesses adapt to that? So they want to make sure that they have the tools in place. They're focusing on the last mile interaction. Getting into another industry quickly is healthcare. So healthcare as well, we are seeing huge strides when it comes to CX and CRM in the healthcare sector. We're going from a provider-centric or a physician-centric to a patient-centric view. We are seeing something that really we can thank the very few things we can thank about the pandemic, but the pandemic really helped us look at virtual teleconsultation as well within the medical sector. And that's been hugely accelerated right now, where we're seeing not just having teleconsultations as a result of necessity, but as a preference as well. People don't want to necessarily go to a hospital, and we're seeing that really evolving immensely. And we're also looking at, from a healthcare perspective, getting data from multiple sources and having a holistic picture and view of the patient itself, and then using AI in order to recommend treatments and care plans. So we are seeing a lot of trends within the healthcare sector. And one of the other final industries I'll mention quickly is hospitality and tourism. So we are seeing CX and CRM really progress immensely in this sector as well. We are seeing something which is unique to the GCC, where the customers demand, or the passengers demand, an end-to-end curated journey. They want a curated journey that is personalized for them, that allows them to have the experience that they would like, and not be cookie cutter into an experience that not necessarily fits their family, their requirements, their preferences. So we are seeing a lot of movement within CX and CRM in the hospitality industry. We are seeing preferences such as smart hotels that are coming up in this region. We are seeing, of course, sustainability as well when it comes to travel, but mainly end-to-end curated journeys, and be able to provide that at scale to the customers and the passengers. And these are some of the trends that I've noticed in these key industries within the region.
That's amazing. And you've mentioned now that we're in the third phase, right, of when it comes to customer experience, like the AI phase. So how does technology in general, like when it comes to AI, machine learning, chatbots, even predictive analytics, like how are they actually being applied so that the outcomes of customer experience are getting better?
That's a fantastic question. I know every day I turn on the news and I'm being bombarded by new words and jargon, etc. But I'll break it down for you in a simple way. Is let's look at the customer journeys themselves, right? So let's imagine, I was mentioning about healthcare sector being one of the key industries. So let's imagine a patient named Sarah. Now, Sarah has a chronic illness, And one day she wakes up, she's feeling unwell, but the predictive analytics that is in her monitoring device that she's wearing, as well as that is linked to her phone, is able to see that based on her previous health records, or her health profile, this is an anomaly. Her blood pressure is spiking, her heart rate is increasing, her body temperature is also looking much higher. And as a result, the system, the AI agent that is built in, artificial agent, will be able to take immediate action. It will be recommending to Sarah to take certain medication to bring her stats back down to manageable levels. It will automatically send a message to her physician saying, Sarah needs to see you immediately, at least a virtual teleconsultation. It will send her latest reports as well. And it will be able to then notice that what did Sarah do differently in the day that perhaps led the predictive analytics or the analytics inside will be able to work together with the AI to say, she did something differently the previous day that led to this health issue coming up. And as a result of all of these tools built in, it will be able to prevent her from necessarily going to a hospital and having to go through that whole experience itself. So that's one way in the healthcare sector. Another example of how the technology that you mentioned is impacting the lives. Let's take a look at Khalid, for example. Khalid loves to travel. And this time of the year, he usually goes to Europe, but he decides, it's way too cold. I'm not going to go to Europe this year. I always freeze myself. So I'm going to go and explore Asia, and he decides to go to Bangkok. He goes to Malaysia and KL, Singapore. Shopping is fantastic. Weather is amazing. He gets carried away. He starts using that credit card left and right. All of a sudden, the AI and the predictive analytics in his that looks at his profile says, wait a minute, Khalid usually travels to a certain location. So the location sensing will say he's not in that location at this time of the year. It will say, look at his spending patterns. They're very different. Then he's made this huge charge as well. What's going on? It will alert Khalid immediately before even that transaction has hit his bank and say, Khalid, did you buy this huge product on their credit card? And Khalid will be able to accept that or deny it or reject it. And he'll be able to do that all automatically by the help of AI, predictive analytics, and machine learning that is built into the system. And finally, I'll give a quick example of the retail space. You have Lubna. Lubna loves the latest handbags, and she sees a handbag that she's very interested in online. She pulls up the customer app on the phone, and through the AI agent, the agent will walk her through the whole process of choosing the right handbag. She will select white, but the handbag, the AI agent will recognize her previous behavior, saying, the last time you selected white, you went for a beige. Let me look, for you, white means beige. So let me go ahead and recommend a beige colored handbag. And all that conversation will take place with the agent. And then when Lubna is ready to go ahead and make the purchase in the store, she walks into the store. The first sales assistant that is there will have the entire conversation with the agent, show Lubna the handbag that she wants, and be able to record that preference for her for future use as well. Mm-hmm. So these are some of the examples of how the words that you mentioned, the terms and the terminology, is actually put into practical use. So I hope that explained a little bit.
Definitely does. And there's this one debate that always goes on, like if we implement these technologies, then we're losing the human touch. So how can businesses ensure like the correct balance of maintaining this human element and still implementing these technologies?
That's a challenge that we are seeing coming up. I mean, it's a unique challenge because of the world we are living in with all the ubiquitous technology and the AI that is prevalent. So number one focus is to have the human element as a number one priority, to make sure that you are providing first and foremost what the customer wants, what the patient wants. Focus on that, listen to them, and then deliver proactive service. That's what we're looking at, deliver proactive service. Be able to understand the customer's needs at the moment of interaction, be able to contextualize what they want, and be able to deliver that to them through the channel that they want. So, for example, having strategic channel distribution is very important. If the customer wants to interact through a particular channel, allow them to do that and have high transaction, low value interactions such as changing password or getting refunds, etc., being carried out by agents, assisted AI, autonomous agents, and more high touch, nuanced, complex interactions being carried out by the human as such. So, for example, if I need to dispute a credit card bill, or I need advice on my financial planning, or I have some health records I need to discuss, send that to the actual human. And as far as the human goes, provide them the skills. Allow them to have the tools, the AI tools, the technology tools to be able to deliver that high touch expectations, and also skill them up as well when it comes to the latest technology. So these are just some of the ways that we can have the best of both worlds, be able to have the technology as well as a human touch. And that's something that is also very important in this region as well.
So basically, AI is not here to replace us. It's just helping us to level up.
Absolutely.
With our skills.
AI is here to augment the human. It's not a replacement. It's there to eliminate tasks which were considered to be repetitive, which were considered to be a waste of time, and really get the human agent or the physician to focus on the important human emotional tasks that would really deliver value to the patient or the customer.
Definitely. So if we want to look ahead into the future, how do you think this looks when it comes to customer experience? Like, what are some of the trends or technologies that we should keep an eye out on for the future?
Absolutely. So what we're seeing right now is we are seeing the emergence of hyper-personalization thanks to AI. So, for example, AI agents built into a marketing campaign can really create a one-to-one campaign targeting millions of potential recipients of that campaign, but give the interaction in a hyper-personalized way. So we're going to see the next level of that. We're going to see hyper-personalization in a contextualized manner. So, for example, I will be able to have a customer journey that is curated for me personally, but not only that, it will be able to be modified in real time. So as I'm going through that journey, the journey will adapt to my preferences, to my emotions, to my behavior, to my location. All of that data, the massive sets of data, will be able to analyze, and I'll be able to take my journey and actually have it adapted to me in journey as well. So that's one thing that we're seeing. Another thing that we're seeing is we're seeing the emergence of more human AI assistants or AI agents. So we're definitely going to see more well-trained AI agents that will be able to really have the sophistication to understand emotions, nuances, language dialects. All of that we'll be able to see also within within the next phase, so to speak. Another key element that we're seeing is we're going to be able to see predictive analytics play a much more important role, not just for the customer themselves, but be able to take multiple sets of data from multiple customers and in real time predict the next best action, or lifetime value, all of that being happening in real time. So that's what we're seeing. And of course, what we're going to see as well is the emergence of voice AI agents that are much more sophisticated. that we won't be even able to tell whether it's an actual AI agent behind it. It will sound to us like a real human being, but that agent will be able to understand through sophisticated natural language processing that, what we're trying to say, whether it's humor, whether it's sarcasm, whether it's, specific cultural nuances, they'll be able to understand that. So this is where we are. These are some of the things that we can look forward to in the next round of technology that we'll see in CX and CRM.
And before we wrap up, what's like one of the advices you would give to businesses who are willing to level up their customer experience strategy?
Absolutely. Well, the number one thing I would say is focus on the fundamentals, focus on your customer, take a customer outside in view. That's number one. And also don't be shy of incorporating latest technology within your business. Don't try to DIY your AI, so to speak. Be excited to incorporate technology within your business strategy. So that's something that I would say is really important. And finally, focus on the human element. Focus on your employees. Focus on your customers. Don't just bring in technology for the sake of technology. Really listen to them. See what they want. What are their needs, and try to address that. Because something that we've learned is no matter how much technology we get, we see the human need or the human need for having the human touch to be much more elevated. So, to quote an old adage, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Yeah. And that's something that we'll see. And finally, since we want to bring in the human element, explore certain techniques like design thinking, a human-centered approach. Everyone wants AI, but where do you put the AI, right? Map the customer journey, map the patient journey, find the moments that matter, and see where you can bring in the AI to really make an impact at the moment that matters instead of just trying to bring in AI for the sake of AI. So that's what the advice that I would give to companies that are embarking on such technology.
Amazing. Mr. Kashif, this brings us to the end of our podcast. It's been a really fascinating discussion. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I had a wonderful time. I look forward to the next one. Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you to our listeners for tuning in. We'd love to hear back from you on which topics you would like for us to discuss next. Until next time, stay innovative and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.